Today I'm going to show you how to remove a background from a photograph. We're used to doing it in Photoshop, and they've made it quite easy for us to get rid of a background. Photopea works a little bit different, but let's start by opening Photograph. And this one has a pretty busy background where it would be hard for any program to tell the difference between, say, her hair and the background, because there's so much going on there. So we could do it the traditional way, where we click on our eraser option here, use a regular eraser tool, right click, use a soft brush, and make the size big, and we just want to get rid of a big chunk of this area pretty quickly. You see the brush, it does a pretty good job of getting rid of everything, and since we're using a soft brush, really just kind of gives her a nice little haircut. It doesn't really mess up our picture too much, especially for what we're doing in this point in the school year. This would work okay, and we could zoom in and kind of clean that up too. So that's one way we could use our traditional brush, which is completely fine. So let's go back to the beginning. Control Alt, click Z, and I'm going to show you one other option that they have here in Photopea. We do have a quick selection tool and a magic wand. I'm going to try something called object selection. It's basically where you just pull shape around until you get your object centered in here. And the idea is that it selects your picture for you, or it selects your contents. Now if it doesn't, it does that. Just hit the Control D button to deselect it. And try it again. This is a little tricky, and it takes a little bit of playing with until you get it just right. Okay, so it got the selection pretty good there. It took me a few times to get it. What happens now if we delete, use our delete key on our keyboard, it takes our subject out. We don't want that. So let me undo that step. Here if we go to select, and we want to go to inverse, it's going to invert our selection, meaning it's going to select everything except for her. Notice it selected the outside and everything around her. Now if we click the delete key, see it takes everything out. Now it's kind of hard to see what we need to clean up here, so let's add a new layer. Let's paint that layer with the paint bucket tool, this green color. We're going to move that underneath her. That way we can see what we need to fix with the traditional eraser tool. So now you can go back to here, select your eraser tool. Whoops, we want to erase her picture, not the background. Make it a little bit smaller and start cleaning it up here. And you can see it's not perfect. This is a tough picture with all the ends of her hair, but you can experiment with it and get it pretty close. Now, one other quick thing I'm going to show you. Say if we zoom in, we use our wheel on our mouse, but if you don't have one, the way that you can move the picture around, you hold your space bar and you use the little hand to move to get it to the point where you want to do some fine editing.